students, today we will start potentiometer. Potentiometer is a device which is used to measure the EMF of a cell. So it is used to measure EMF of cell. Now, if it is asked that why voltmeter is not used to measure the EMF, you can understand. Suppose this is a cell and we are connecting voltmeter to it in the combination like this. So all of you know that voltmeter is a device which use some current for its working. Always the voltmeter takes some current for its functioning. So when it takes some current, suppose total current whatever coming from this side, some part will go at this side and the rest part will go in this side. So if it is cell or any resistance, suppose it is any resistance, so you can see if suppose the current which was coming to it was I. So you can see total current coming was I. In the initial state, if this is the resistance R, so what will the potential drop? I into R. Now in this state, you can see when some part of the current is used by voltmeter for its working, then the rest current will pass through R. So now what will be the new potential drop? I minus Ig into R. So of course this potential drop will be less than V. So if you are connecting voltmeter in parallel with some resistance, then the potential drop or potential difference which you are measuring is not the actual one. It will be less. Here, due to this minus of Ig, this potential drop will be less than that one. So suppose here 3 volt we are getting the potential difference. So in this case you will get near about suppose 2.98, 2.8 or something like this. You will not get actually the 3 volt. So that's why voltmeter cannot be used to find the potential difference. Voltmeter is not cannot be used to find the actual potential difference across a resistor because some current is drawn. Clear? Similarly, it cannot be used to measure the EMF. For measuring the EMF of the cell, no current must be drawn from the cell. So if some resistor is connected and it is connected to parallel to this resistor, so you can see some current will be drawn by this resistor. So whatever current is drawn, suppose I current is coming from cell, this some current will go to the voltmeter. So this potential difference will be not actually measured by the voltmeter. So to measure the EMF, we are using potentiometer. Voltmeter cannot be used because EMF means no current must be drawn, and voltmeter is always drawing some current from the cell, and if some current is drawn, then it will not measure the EMF but it will measure the terminal voltage. So voltmeter is used for measuring the terminal voltage while potentiometer is used to measure the EMF. Now it is based on null method. We have seen in meter bridge also that was based on null method, means there will be no deflection in the galvanometer at that point. That is null method. So how we are actually measuring here, you can see, suppose this is a potentiometer wire. We will take one long wire, and that long wire may be 100, 800 centimeter, 1000 centimeter, and how this is drawn, how this is done, you can see, this is a wooden box of length 1 meter. Now in this wooden box, the 100 centimeter wire is drawn like this. Then a copper strip is here, again 100 centimeter. Copper strip is here, again 100 centimeter. Copper strip is here, again 100 centimeter. Copper strip is here, 100 centimeter. Strip 100 centimeter. So you will get two ends. So how much long wire is this? 100, 200, 3, 4, 5, 600. So potentiometer you will see in the lab, it will be of 600, it will be 800, 1000, 400, different wire are there. So but we use that potentiometer in which the length of the wire is maximum. Because its sensitivity is more, we will do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 600. Here. Now how we are measuring here? There are two scales. When you are taking in this wire, you are taking reading first wire, you have to use this scale 1 to 100, and this is from 100 to 1. When you are taking reading second wire, you have to use this scale 100 to 1. Here. So this is 100, this is 200, this is 300. In this way we are taking. But in lab, the arrangement is not like this. When we are dealing the theory, we are dealing the things in different way. This whole length of the wire, 600, whatever it is, we will show it by a single length wire. This we will consider it is of 600. Now, this is connected to a battery or cell, and that is connected through a rheostat, and current is supplied like this. So this wire AB is the wire of the potentiometer, and current will be supplied through this cell. This cell is known as driver cell or auxiliary cell. So current will be supplied through this. Suppose I current is coming here, I current, and suppose the length AB length wire, AB has length L. Area of cross section A. Remember that this wire is made of alloy like Constantan, manganese, and it has resistivity, does not change with temperature. Does not change with temperature. Means when you pass the current, due to current heat will be produced, temperature will be rise. Because of temperature, you know, the resistance of conductor change. But here we are using not the wire made of conductor, it is of alloy, whose resistivity will not change with temperature. When current will increase or decrease, its resistivity remain constant. Area is suppose A, length is L. Let resistance of wire be R. R is the total resistance of wire AB. Now, what will be the total potential drop across this length AB? Total potential drop across the length AB by Ohm's law, I into resistance of wire AB. Now, this wire AB has length L, area of cross section A. So, what is the formula of resistance? Rho L by A. Now you can see, student, that the current which we are supplying is suppose constant and its area is uniform throughout the section AB, and resistivity does not change with temperature, does not change with the increase or decrease of current. Then what is happening? I, rho and A is constant. Then the potential drop across the length AB will be proportional to the length of the wire. This is the principle of potentiometer. So what is meaning of this? You try to understand that potential drop across the length of this wire AB is directly proportional to length. See here. Suppose this is 10 centimeter, this is 20, this is 30, like this. Now, in the first 10 centimeter, suppose potential drop is 0.2. So in the second 20 centimeter, the potential drop will be according to length. Length we have increased 2 times, so potential drop will be also increased by 2 times. So it will be 0.4 volt. Potential difference or potential drop, whatever you call. Now from here to 30 centimeter, length is increased by 3 times. If this is L, this is 2L, this is 3L. When you are increasing the length by 3 times, so this drop will also increase by 3 times. So it will be 0.6. So actually the potentiometer is set up because because of these things we have to derive that the potential drop across the length depends on length of that section. Which section you are taking? Suppose you are taking 20 section, then potential drop will be 0.4. If you are taking 30 centimeter, 0.6. According to the length, the potential drop will take place. So you can write the principle. Principle of potentiometer. The potential drop across any section of potentiometer wire is directly proportional to the length of that section of wire. And you can write the condition also. This is the statement of this theory, that the potential drop across any section is directly proportional to length of section of that wire, provided the wire must be of uniform cross section, maintaining a constant supply of current, constant current through it. So you can write the things in different way, in different ways, but the theme of the things that is potential drop across any section is directly proportional to length of that section. Okay, this is the principle, and on this principle we have to work. Now you try to understand how the potentiometer works actually. So this is the primary circuit. Here it will be the cell of EMF E, a rheostat. Suppose it is RH, and this is the length of wire AB. Now we will derive first the current. What is current going from this cell, source cell? Suppose I current is coming. Now we have to find I. Let resistance of this wire AB is R. So what is the formula of current? Current is total EMF by total resistance. Clear? So this formula you have to keep in mind. Sometimes in place of this resistance, internal resistance will be given to you. Sometimes any other resistance. So whatever change will be occur, you have to write according to that. It may be that here may be more than one cell, then you have to net EMF, you have to write. So in this way, this is the current. Now we have just derived that V is equal to I RAB. So we have written that R is equal to rho L by A. Now you can see that this three-way constant, this is known as K. Clear? So VAB is equal to K into L, where K is equal to rho A, I rho by A, I rho by A. Now from this formula you can see that K is equal to VAB by L. This is known as total potential difference by total length. Total potential difference across AB, that is through the potentiometer wire, by total length. This is known as potential gradient. Potential gradient. So you have to remember that this potential gradient is total potential drop across the wire by total length. Clear? Second formula, K is equal to I rho by A. This all formula will help you to solve the question. So in current, if you use the current, then you can write here another formula that K is equal to, what is VAB? VAB is I rho, okay, in place of I am putting this one, E by R plus RH into K, sorry, rho L by A is K. So VAB, we are using one more formula, VAB is equal to I into K, this is K. So this is another formula. So you can see that the same thing can be written in different ways. The question is also asked in different ways. Maybe asked in this formula, or this formula. So you have to must be familiar with all types of formula which can be written and which can be asked. So this is about the potential gradient. Its unit is volt per meter or volt per centimeter. Means suppose this is given in centimeter, then it will be volt drop per centimeter. If it is given in meter, so volt per meter. Okay. Now, how to measure the EMF of a cell? You can see. Now I am connecting one cell, and this is galvanometer, and it is connected here somewhere here. Now you can see that when no current is drawn through the cell, means when no current is flowing through the galvanometer, when you can see, suppose this is some potential drop across this length AL, VAL, some potential drop will be there, and this is how much? VAL. We have just derived that VAL is potential gradient, potential drop per unit length, and into length of this wire, that is suppose LA. So you have to use this formula, potential drop across this potentiometer wire is potential gradient into length of that section. We have already there. Now, when no current is flowing through this, means first we will discuss when current is flowing through this. Try to understand in different way. Suppose this is some potential drop, means it is creating some cell. In cell there is potential difference. So suppose this potential difference is VA, and this cell has EMF E. Suppose this potential difference generated is E1, clear, or V. So we can write the formula net EMF. Net EMF is equal to E minus V. We are telling that this length is AL, so V into AL. And we are assuming that this EMF is greater than this potential drop. What we can write about AL? K into length of this cross section. Now you can see, students, when I am making this length 0, this length is 0. So what will be the net EMF? When length of AL is 0, so net EMF is equal to E. means current will start from here and it will come like this. So galvanometer will show deflection in this direction. Now second point, we will move this cursor little in the right side. Now this has some length. Here means when this has some length, then this will have some value. So E minus some value means net EMF will decrease. Net EMF E minus suppose K into X, some length of air. Length of air is here now X. So this much. So it has some value, but it is less than E. So the deflection of galvanometer will decrease. Third, now we will move the pointer and we will touch here. So what is happening when we will touch here? Then this potential drop Kx, suppose it is equal to E. Third case is E is equal to Kx. Then net EMF became 0. Put the formula E minus this Kx is also equal to the net EMF 0. Means the potential difference across this will be potential difference across this cell, that is E. So in this case E is equal to V into air. Clear? So the EMF of cell will be equal to the potential drop across this cell. When these two are equal and galvanometer shows no deflection. In third case galvanometer is not showing any deflection. So the potential drop is equal to the EMF. And what is the potential drop? K into length of that section, that is AL. This is the formula for calculating the EMF. Clear? So I have told you in the experiment also how the deflection is going on. And suppose you are touching the galvanometer somewhere here in the right side. In that case, Kx will be greater than EL. So net EMF is negative. So when it is negative, the galvanometer will show deflection in opposite direction, in the right direction. So in this way, the things is going on, and in the experiment also, if you if you have understood what I have told you, then it will help you a lot in experiment to understand the things. So we have done nearly all the things related to this, and in the next class we will see how the potentiometer is used to compare the EMF of two cells and to find the internal resistance of a given primary cell. So in this class, that's okay. Thank you.